Hi students, welcome to Math4U. In this session, let's see what are irrational numbers and how can we locate these irrational numbers on a number line. So you can see here, irrational numbers are numbers which cannot be represented in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0. So these are called irrational numbers which cannot be represented in the form of P by Q. So let's see an example for this. Let's take a root 2, root 3, pi, etc. We can say these are examples of irrational numbers because which cannot be represented in the form of P by Q. And next, let's see how can we locate irrational numbers on a number line. So you all know that all the real numbers we can locate on a number line, right? So first I'm going to explain to you how can we locate a root 2 on a number line. For that, let me first explain to you about Pythagoras theorem. So I'm going to draw a triangle over here, and you can see that this is a right-angled triangle, right-angled at B for this triangle ABC. So what is Pythagoras theorem? So in this figure, you can see that AC is the hypotenuse. How can you recognize? Because opposite to 90 degree is the hypotenuse. So hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus altitude square, that you all know, right? Pythagoras theorem. So here altitude is BC. You can see here AB is the base and hypotenuse is AC. So we can substitute like AC square is equal to AB square plus BC square, right? And from this AC we can write it as a root of AB square plus BC square. So you all know about this Pythagoras theorem very well, I know. So I'm not going deep into it. So now for representing this root 2 on a number line, we can take this base of this right angle triangle as 1 and the altitude as 1. So base is 1 unit, altitude is 1 unit. How can we get the hypotenuse of this right angle triangle according to this Pythagoras theorem? So let's do that first. So for root 2, this hypotenuse is equal to root of AB is 1 here, square plus BC is 1. So you got it as a root 2. So if you take the base as 1 and the altitude as 1, we will get the hypotenuse as a root 2, right? So this is how we can do it. Okay. So let's first plot a root 2 on the number line based on this. So we have seen that we have to take the base as 1 unit as well as the altitude as 1. So suppose this is the number line. It's each 1 unit distance. You know it should be equal in distance, right? So I'm going to mark 1 unit, that is 0 to 1 is the 1 unit. We are taking as a base, this is 1 unit. And now I'm going to keep my protractor. You can see here this red point over 1. Okay, red point I'm going to keep it over 1. So I can understand what about the 90 degree for this if we keep like that, right? So that means we are going to take the 90 degree using the protractor at point 1. So here I'm going to take my scale and mark this 90 degree. Okay, you have to take your protractor for this purpose. So this is the 90 degree, right? Now I'm extending a line from this unit 1 to the point what I got now. So this is the line which I am taking. Next is what you have to do is take the compass and take 1 unit, because we need 1 unit as the altitude also. Base we have already taken here. I will mark it with the green. This is the base. Now we are going to mark 1 unit the altitude, right? So take the compass, keep the compass needle at 0 and take the unit 1. And I'm going to mark it on this line. So keep the needle now at 1 and mark 1 unit. Okay. So suppose this is my 1 unit. And now what you have to do? You have to join with the 0, the arc what you got as a 1 unit. Okay. I'm going to join it. So you can see here, this is a right angled triangle now, right? So what you got is the root 2 now. So we have to represent it on the number line where it will come, whether it is between 1 and 2 or 2 and 3. We have to check that, right? For that purpose, again, we are going to take the compass, keep the needle at 0 and measure till here. Okay, so that measurement you have to take and keep the needle of the compass at the 0 itself and mark it over here. So you will get the markings over here because this is the root 2. Now, if it is a root 2, we got it properly. How can we represent a root 3 on the number line? Okay, how can we represent a root 3 on the number line? So for that purpose, let me move back to where we stopped for root 2 finding. So here, root 3 is what you have to get, right? So how can we do it? So you know hypotenuse square is equal to again base square plus altitude square, right? So for this purpose, you have to take the base as a root 2 and altitude as 1. Let's see. So base as a root 2 I am taking, so root 2 square plus 1. So what you will get? Plus 1. That is equal to 1 square. That is a root of root 2 the whole square. The root will go. You will get 2. 2 plus 1 square is 1. That is equal to root 3. So what we have to do? For constructing root 3, you have to take the base as a root 2 and altitude as 1. Is that clear? So let's see how can we plot that also. So we have to get a root 2 as the base. So we are taking this black line. That is a root 2, right? As the base of the triangle. Now, again, we have to keep the protractor over the black line, pointing this red dot at this point. Okay, this point. So you will get the 90 degree, mark the 90 degree. Suppose this is the 90 degree and I'm going to put a line over here. Yeah, so you got the 90 degree, right? Now again, we have to take the altitude as 1 unit. Take the compass, measure 1 unit, mark here 1 unit, keep the compass at this point. Okay, so again, what you have to do, you have to join this point. This is a 1 unit with 0. You got root 3. So again, measure the 0 to this point and you have to mark it on the number line. So it will come like this. This is root 3. So this process is repeating again to get all the roots. You can draw it easily. Okay, so next for root 4, what you will do? For root 4, you will take which as a base. For root 4, we will take base as this root 3 and altitude as root 1, or we can take it as 1. Root 1 is 1 only, right? Yeah. So this is the procedure you have to follow. So if you are doing like that, you will get a spiral shape that I will show you, square root spiral. See, you can see here we took 1 and 1, you got a root 2. Again, we took root 2 as the base and 1 unit as the altitude, you got root 3. Again, you took root 3 as the base and 1 unit as the altitude, you got root 4. Same procedure, you can proceed and you can go ahead finding other roots, right? So you can check how it will be when we plot it on a sheet of paper. See this, watch this. Bye-bye.